Yeah, dude, when you reached out, I had this one moment come to my head just like right away. And it's the moment that I was like most, like I felt God the most. And so a couple years ago, when I was a junior in college, I think that was 3 years ago, 3.5. I was a junior in college, and I had, there's a lot of stuff going on. College, you got classes. I was trying to start like this clothing brand, and I was like starting a new job, a college job, but still a new job. And I had gotten into a new relationship, which was not the cause of this meltdown that's coming up here, but the job and college courses and trying to start the clothing business, like all of that was really piling up to be this intense stress. That intense stress slowly started to develop into this anxiety, and to that point I had been around a lot of people who suffered from like anxiety, like, and I always was like, I had never experienced it, and I was like, come on, like it can't be that bad. No, it's really bad. And so this stress started piling up to the point where I, for the first time in my life, was experiencing anxiety, and to the point where it was like constant noise in my ear, and I couldn't hear I couldn't hear my thoughts. Like it was so chaotic, and that just kept dwelling to the point where I was having like suicidal thoughts on the regular, and that and that is just, that's horrible. It's a very defeating thing. It's that anxiety, there's probably a little bit of depression in there. I was at this point in my life where it was just this extremely low self-esteem, even though I felt like I was doing so much. Like, I'm starting this brand. I got a new job. I'm in this new cool apartment like scenario, living in it with some of my friends. Like I was like, this is sick. But all of this stuff somehow created this horrible mental space for me. So I'm dealing with this suicidal thoughts. I'm dealing with this horrible anxiety and all this stuff. And at the time, my parents were like, hey, we'll help you pay for college, but you have to go to church. That was their rule. They were like, if you don't go to church, we're not helping you at all. If you go to church, I'll help you a little bit. I was like, great. First, I have my issues with that, for the record, but that was the rule. And there was this worship night at the church I was going to, and I hadn't been to church in maybe a few weeks, and I was like, I should go to this worship night because my parents are going to be pissed if I don't. And so I go to this worship night, and I know like the pastor there and the worship band and stuff, and so like it's a comfortable space for me, and we're singing and stuff, and I just that I started getting the emotions going. I start realizing kind of what's going on in my head and like with myself, and I start having some emotions, and I just start bawling. And in that moment, God, so audibly and like verbally, I hear him go, this is how I feel when you're sad. And I'm there weeping, and he's saying that that's how he feels when he sees me hurting. And first of all, that was my first time ever hearing from God. And it was at a time when I needed it the most. And it just hit me, dude. I was like, whoa, like you care about me. And you like understand how I'm feeling. And you understand so well, and your empathy is so high that it's making you feel the same way. Oh, and dude, I just about died out of like emotions, because it was incredible. And he says that to me, And I still to this day have not heard him as clearly any other time. But he says that to me. And dude, it was like completely shifted my perspective. I was handling stuff so poorly. I wasn't going and seeking help for my mental state. I wasn't seeking help for my thoughts, my anxiety, any of that. And you totally should. I'm not saying that, you should only bank on God to fix that. You should seek help for that. But dude, praise God for his faithfulness. He said that and boom, it just shifted everything. All of a sudden I felt like someone understood. All of a sudden, I knew somebody understood. And it just made this sense of connection so deep. I almost just got ran into. Peace.